Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 community is on fire right now, as it should be, as well as the entire Dragon Ball community. Even if you don't like the Xenoverse series, the fact that there is a big Dragon Ball game coming out that's not the Breakers, we should all be excited. Guys, I want to slow down before we start gassing this up. And the reason why is because there is a major obstacle that needs to be overcome before Xenoverse 3 could ever even imagine to be a successful game. What is that thorn? Well, this is that thorn. Xenoverse 2. And the thing with Xenoverse 2 that could potentially hurt Xenoverse 3 is this: characters, DLC packs. Guys, one thing that they improved on with Xenoverse 1, from Xenoverse 1 to Xenoverse 2, was the characters. We didn't have to buy the same characters all over again. Some of them we just had to wish with the Dragon Balls and things like that. But because of the extensive DLCs. Now, this isn't even all the DLCs. It stops here at DLC pack 12, and we've gotten some more after that, guys. There are there's got to be over 100. It's like 97 characters in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Now, this is a big problem. And if you include all the DLCs, if you include all the transformations as well, because the game treats, well, it kind of treats the transformations. The characters are transformed. So let's just say 100 characters, because there's just probably 100 by now. The thing that could hurt Xenoverse 3 is the fact that you have all of these characters, a lot of which are available through DLC purchases. Now, let me state that up front. So going into Xenoverse 3, are you going to make those characters available off top? Or are you going to charge people for those exact same characters in the new game? This can pose a major problem, because if you so charge people for a lot of the same characters, or some, the community is going to outrage, because they're going to feel like, hey, this is a new iteration of the game. We've already paid for these characters in Xenoverse 2, and they should be available already for everybody in Xenoverse 3. Now, as far as the character roster goes, this is going to be predicated upon what the story of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 will be. And guys, trust me, you are going to want to subscribe to the channel, because I am going to be getting deep into this. Pause. Or that's what she said. Either way, guys, I'm going to be covering all of these things and more. And if you follow the Kakarot content that I've done, you know the level of detail, the level of trust, the level of care that I give to something that I commit myself to. Okay. So it's a slippery slope, and I think everybody can agree with that. By the way, or just let me know in the comment section down below, if you had to pay for, let's say 10, let's just say a number, 10 characters that you've already paid for in DLC in Xenoverse 2, if they make you pay for those, let's say 10 of those characters again, how would you feel about that? Okay. And like I said, it's going to be predicated upon what the story is going to be for Xenoverse 3, because, you know, some people talked about starting it from Dragon Ball and going all the way through Super. The problem with that is, starting it with Dragon Ball, a lot of those characters didn't fly. And Xenoverse is a game that is, I mean, the majority of your fight takes place in the air, you know, and that's an issue there. But not to stray too far off topic, because I guarantee you guys, we are going to get into the story. This right here, like the sheer number of characters that are available, and these are just DLC ones listed here, but everybody that's plays Xenoverse 2 knows how many characters there are. And people really want a large roster, guys, but here's the issue with a large roster. You have a lot of characters that play and fight the same. Now, Xenoverse is not a true Fighter. It's not Dragon Ball Fighters, where you don't have a majorly large roster. But with a smaller roster, you can have more attention to detail to the fighters that are there, and thus you have uniqueness. But with Xenoverse 2, it's not the case. A lot of the characters pretty much fight the same. Like, there's not a uniqueness to the characters. You know, even like recently they released Dispo. Says that he's the fastest guy in Universe 11. And with his power up, they did make it to where he does fly a little bit faster. He moves around a little bit faster. But guys, do y'all remember the Ultimate Tenkaichi series? Or the Budokai Tenkaichi series? Preferably, or most, well, even Ultimate Tenkaichi was this way. But even in Budokai Tenkaichi 2, for sure, when you fought with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, the speed in which his combos flew out were astonishing. Same thing for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. The same thing for Birder. Remember Birder? The Blue Hurricane. How fast his fighting was in that game. Why can't you do the same thing with the characters in Xenoverse? You see what I'm saying? The biggest issue with that, and we're going to do a video about that too, is balance. This game is predicated on balance. All the characters have the same level of power for the most part. Now, there are some characters that take off more damage, but for the most part, you can fight with a Saibaman and defeat Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you know? But that shouldn't eliminate how the characters perform as themselves. There needs to be some sort of uniqueness with these guys. You get what I'm saying? Like, for example, when you have the old school Broly, he's big, he's bulky, he's not that fast. Okay, Raccoon, same way. But when you get to like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, or even Super Saiyan 2 period, even in the old Budokai Tenkaichi games, when you transform to Super Saiyan 2, there was a noticeable increase in speed for your combos. Okay? These are the issues that you run into when you have an extremely large roster, and Xenoverse 2 has an extremely large roster. So my question to you guys is, do you want that to carry over into the next iteration of the game? Do you want a large roster? Because what's going to end up happening, guys, is I'm telling you, some of the characters, I find it hard to believe that all the characters that we have currently, even with all the DLCs, I find it hard to believe that all of those characters are going to be playable off top with the next iteration of the Xenoverse series. This is assuming that the story goes through all of Dragon Ball Super, because that part of the Xenoverse 2 series was all DLC. You get what I'm saying? So it was paid content. Now, as far as story goes, and I'm trying to get too far off topic, but I do have to touch on it. If they so choose to do Super, then yes, you will probably have a lot of those characters playable. But you gotta know, with this business model that they had for Xenoverse 2, they made, oh my gosh, they have made so much money off of Xenoverse 2 that, guys, as a gamer, you want to say, hey, we kind of don't want to stretch it out that far. Maybe give us more bang for our buck. Give us a lot of that stuff up front. We'll pay for it. We don't mind, but just don't stretch it out like that again. However, the business and corporate world, they don't think like we think. They don't think as a gamer would think. They think in a way that would make them the most money. And this business model has been extremely successful for Xenoverse 2. So you can bet your bottom dollar that it's more than likely going to continue well into the next iteration of the Xenoverse franchise. And so be prepared for that. Be prepared for all of these DLCs and stuff like that, because it's more than likely coming, guys. And so with that being said, this is a major question, and it could yield some light into the potential of what the next story will be for Xenoverse 3 is, how are they going to maintain this business model of multiple DLCs and characters? Okay. How are they going to be able to do that? They're going to have an extensive story. The story is going to have to cover something. You see what I'm saying? If they're going to maintain this, that means there's going to be, something's going to have to change. So we're wanting them to go all the way through Super, or the part that we're caught up to. I say at least the granola arc, because that should be done well. That's going to be done well before Xenoverse 3 drops. Okay, we're getting to the close of the granola arc as we speak. So with that being said, we would expect as gamers that if they continue in the Dragon Ball timeline with Xenoverse 3, that we would get to play the Moro and the granola, all of those arcs. You see what I'm saying? And if that's the case, all those characters should automatically be playable in the game, right? Okay, so what would be the DLC characters? Now, like I said, subscribe to the channel, because when I go through the videos, when I do the videos about potential stories, it's going to answer those questions. It's going to answer those questions. And I think a lot of people are going to be surprised. And I think a lot of people are going to like what I have to say about what I feel the story should be and what I feel the story possibly will be. Because one thing that I do in my videos is I do talk about, I'm not biased. I don't just talk about what I want. Everybody knows from the Kakarot videos that when I talk about something as far as these games, I do share my thoughts, but I also like to be realistic about things. And people may not like that, but hey, that realistic part tends to fall into place. So this is a major hurdle for Xenoverse going forward, is the sheer amount of characters that are already available in Xenoverse 2, be it a lot of them came from DLC, but because a lot of us already bought it, we have to ask the question, what's going to be the character roster for Xenoverse 3? And I personally feel, guys, this is a big obstacle that they are going to have to overcome for Xenoverse 3. So, guys, stay tuned to the channel for more videos. I may even drop another video today. I may even go ahead and talk about potential stories, because y'all know how I do. When I get these ideas, I don't like to sit on them for a day. Oh, I'll just save that for a video tomorrow. No, I don't like to do that. I like to get the content out, man, because if you sit on an idea, somebody else is going to take that idea and they're going to put it out, and then it's no longer your idea. You get what I'm saying? So let's move on this. I'm gonna drop a story video later today. So subscribe to the channel, guys. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.